Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media. I am so happy that you stopped by. On today's episode, we have Jim Sheils, a real estate expert with extensive knowledge in the build to rent niche. He's a partner at Southern Impression Homes, a company that specializes in building rental portfolios in Florida's high growth markets for individual investors and institutional buyers. In addition to that, Jim is the co owner and co founder of 18 Summers, providing family education services to entrepreneurs and professionals seeking to strengthen their family relationships while succeeding in business. Welcome.
Ida, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Appreciate you stopping by to share your wisdom with us. So, you have a couple of books out.
Yeah,
So the family board meeting, tell us about that.
yeah, that was a passion project of my wife and I many years ago, and we wrote it on a whim. We didn't even want to write it, and somehow it got an underground following, got on a few big podcasts, and now today it's a #1 Wall Street Journal bestseller. And I'd like to think it's not the writing so good, but the subject so good.
Yes, yes, and that's what matters. It's a lot of times, sometimes it's not necessarily, you know, whether it's a perfect what you're saying, how you're saying it, but the message is there and people will find it for sure. So give us a little snippet about what people can take away from the family board meeting.
Yeah, the family board meeting is all about helping you set some simple strategies at home. So while you're growing your business, you don't lose your family life. And we see that happen a lot. People are successful in business but fail at home. And we like to see a common theme of success in business and success at home. And we've developed some simple strategies now that I'd say worldwide there's about 300,000 families using it. And we're pretty honored to know that.
Yeah, so can you give us one or two?
Yeah, I can give you one or two of the principles. One of the most important principles that I've found for a busy entrepreneur to stay connected with their family, their spouse, their children, is the one-to-one principle. One-on-one time is something that is rarely facilitated, rarely set to schedule, and I found a lot of the breakthrough. I've worked with thousands of families over the last decade is when they start to schedule one-on-one time with each of their children, with their spouse, the relationship deepens and it becomes stronger for the whole family, which is pretty interesting. But one-on-one time is not something that always happens. We're always around a lot of people, if we have big families or extended families and friends, and that's great. But one-on-one time has been one of the most key principles we've seen of people setting that, keeping that, and having the best relationships from it.
Well, that's wonderful, because as a business owner myself, it was very important to me to have meals together,
Yes, absolutely.
where we get to talk about the day, things like that. And the way I set my dining area up, it's like you're sitting, the chairs are very comfortable. You don't have a reason to hurry up and get up. And, I think that's one of the things that I implemented, but I do like your principle of the one-on-one because that's important as well to just have not only that family time together, but that individual time with your spouse, your children. So I like that.
Oh,
Wow.
good.
So where can people get the book?
You can find it at Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, anywhere where the book is sold in lots of different places, and so it's an easy read from what we've been told, and that's the way we wanted it.
Absolutely. So your other Amazon bestseller, Passive Income Playbook.
Yeah, that's more about our real estate journey. So I've been a real estate investor for 26 years now and done thousands of older fixer-upper properties and now thousands of new construction. And the stride for me, this book's really about the balance of creating wealth, but also buying back my time, getting to spend more time with my family. And I talk about my transition from fixing up old homes to working only in new construction. And it's nothing I thought I would do. I never thought I'd become a builder, but now that what we do, working with real estate investors We show them how you might want to look at our niche of new construction instead of some of the old traditional ways you might see on television.
Yes, 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 indeed. So give us a little snippet from that book that readers will take away.
Yeah, what I talk about is on my journey of as a real estate investor, I was taught to buy as many properties as possible. And looking back over the years, that wasn't the best strategy. And now my guidance to myself, to people that are new or, really developing their real estate portfolio, I tell them you may want to consider owning less of better quality. And that might sound oversimplistic, but that one thing has revolutionized my time, my wealth, and so that is one of my main principles. And I talk about not only my journey to this decision, but several of our clients who are case studies within the book. And just that it's not the number of properties, but the properties you own and how do they actually perform? What are their growth patterns? What can it look like in 5 to 10 years? Is that property going to exhaust you or ignite you? And so that one principle, own less of better quality, has really reshaped my wealth and a lot of other people's as well.
So is that why you went to building?
Exactly. I found that I was buying a lot of fixer uppers that needed a lot of work. I didn't realize how bad they were. It was in neighborhoods where it was tough to keep a good tenant, and I had a lot of them. And when I found, okay, no more of these, I'm going to build newer homes in better areas. I was able to get all the things I wanted and then some with half the headaches.
Yes, yes, indeed. That's important, because, I talk to people with the rent in the rental space from time to time. And, if you're not in a so good neighborhood, you're not going to attract
Exactly.
type of renter that you're looking for. And it's going to become more of a headache than income, because they're going to tear your property up. You're going to be constantly putting money back into the property, and it's just not worth it.
Not worth it. Yeah, and you don't want to be your properties are supposed to provide for you. You're taking the risk of owning rental property. You want it to provide money for you. Sometimes with the types of properties you're just explaining, you're always feeding it money, and it seems
Yes.
like it's never feeding you, and that's not a good feeling.
No, no, you don't want to do anything that you can't eat off of.
That's correct. That's right.
For sure. So let's talk a little bit about 18 summers.
Yeah, well, that's just a simple philosophy that I named our family education company after because my mentor taught me this years ago, just reminding me of that simple math equation. Because the average person will spend 85% of the quality time they ever have with their children by the end of the 18th summer. And when you start to look at that, it's really important if you're out there and you're growing a business or a career to know that the years are not all created equal. And that simple math equation, you might say, well, I have a 10-year-old son. Okay. Oh, you're saying right now, wait a minute, 18 minus 10. I only have 8 summers left. It doesn't seem as much as you might sometimes think. We always say the days are long, the years are short. And man, that's so true with family. So 18 Summers is really, again, our family education arm that we want to make sure that people don't miss the years, that they're successful in business, but successful at home. And that math equation, that simple math equation is kind of the starting point.
Yes, and that's so important because children grow up so fast. I can remember when I brought my son home. Now he's 28.
Yeah, right. It
Y-
goes by, it goes by. Well, you know that saying then that the days are short, the days are long, the years are short. And you're going, man,
Yes.
what happens to that little guy on my leg, driving me nuts, and now is this grown full young man.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how do people get involved with your workshops?
Yeah, if you want to learn more about what we do to help business people succeed at home, you can just go to 18summers.com. You can grab some of our free downloads, see what we're up to, listen to our podcast, the 18 Summers Family Podcast. And if you're interested in our real estate investing methods, techniques, successes, and principles, just go to jjplaybook.com. You'll get a free download there as well of kind of our real estate journey and how we've helped over 1,000 investors achieve the same.
Yeah. So, what made you even go into real estate? Let's talk about beginners a little bit.
I was looking for the right business and I liked the tangibility of real estate as I started to read about it. Okay, I can grab this property and I can fix this up here and I can raise rents. It just made sense to me. And I grew up in northern Jersey, North New Jersey, and right near Wall Street. And that life of stocks and bonds, I had zero interest. It didn't take to me at all. And so I think real estate kind of got presented to me, along with a statistic that 8 out of 10 millionaires in the US made their money in real estate. And I kind of like those odds. So that's the direction I headed in.
Yes, yes. It's a tough industry, but it's very rewarding.
Yes.
Very
Yes, ma'am.
rewarding. Yes, yes. So, in your workshops, just give me an idea of what a typical day might look like with your students.
Yeah, well, when we're usually teaching families, we're trying to get to, first of all, what are your core values? And then we try to see how closely is your days and weeks and months aligned with them. And once we start to figure that out, we can see how far we have to course correct or not. And then the way to course correct, our big um, offense and defense is setting what we call rhythms in place to keep the beat going. You know, if you're out of step, you're out of tune, that's not going to work. So we found if you can put about 3 to 5 rhythms into your family life, it's not going to get you the whole way there, Ida, but it's going to get you 80% of the way there. And we can teach that within a day. And we've got, again, a few 100,000 that have definitely started using our strategies and gone through it over the last decade and with good results.
Yes, yes. And I'm sure you have a great success rate because everybody wants to spend more time with their family. Nobody, when they leave this earth, no matter what they've accomplished, the main thing they want is more time with their family.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually tell a story in a lot of our workshops about Steve Jobs that his biographer was interviewed a few days after he passed away by Time magazine. And Steve Jobs supposedly spent his final days surrounded by close family and used the opportunity for final interviews with his biographer to explain to his wife and children why he wasn't there for them.
Wow.
And I thought I really look up to his entrepreneurial efforts and pursuits and accomplishments. But it was a big message to me about where did I want to be most famous, and that's at home.
Yes, exactly. Because that's where it counts.
Absolutely.
That's exactly where it counts. So again, how do people connect with you?
Yeah, just again, you can get the book, The Family Board Meeting, on Amazon, or you can go to 18summers.com to learn more about who we are, where we are, and what we can help you with.
And in terms of your keynote speaking, what how do people connect with you for that?
Yeah, same thing. Just go to 18 Summers. I give keynotes on both family life success for business people and also the build to rent niche, how the new construction is really taking a big sector of the real estate market by storm.
Yes, 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 indeed. And most of these fixer-uppers, I know, I'm originally from Baltimore, and I'm telling you, I had never in my entire life seen a tree grow out of a house.
You see some funny things on those fixer uppers, and they're not quite as fun as the shows make them out to be. I don't miss rehab and
No,
old houses at all.
no, they make it look so, one, two, three, and
Yeah.
we already know it's nowhere near that because when you buy a property, um, they tell you one thing, but once you start digging in, all kinds of things come up.
Yes, yeah, they do, and they're never happy surprises. That's what I've found. It's
Never,
never,
ever, ever.
yeah. So I again, I like the feel of it, the idea of it, but I don't miss doing them at all. And a lot of the times, which no one talks about on the TV shows, if you're not properly trained to do them, you can spend a lot of time, money, and effort and lose money, and that's not a good feeling. I've done
Oh,
that before.
oh yeah, and then you get people in your space. I can do this. I can do that.
Yeah.
And all they doing is milking you out of money and that not really delivering.
Nope.
And it's just so funny. God bless me, both of my houses I built from the ground up.
Oh, wow, good for you.
In the back of my mind, I was like, I do not want anybody else's problems.
There you
That's
go.
exactly how I looked at it. I don't know this house, and even though it gets inspected and all of that, it ain't the same as building it
Yeah.
from the ground up. It's
Oh, good on you.
nothing like it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I deliberately did it. That's just how God arranged it for me.
Yep. I love it. Good on you.
Absolutely. Well, this was awesome, Jim. And I'm just, very seldom you meet business owners that their business is focused sort of around their family.
No. Well, hopefully that's starting to change.
I hope so too, because that's all we got. At the end of the day, that is the most precious gift that we have is our family.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
and if you're never successful at anything, when you have children, you're a success.
I agree. I
Right
agree.
there. So
Great as well.
yes, indeed. Thank you so much. This has been amazing and definitely opened my eyes. Well, I already knew because I'm a family person. My family comes first. I block out time to make sure that we're spending some quality time. And also, I need me time.
There you go. Absolutely. That's an important one too.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. And also, audience, thank you. And we're going to do this again.
Thank you.